What's up, dude? So in today's video we're going to be talking about the Victory V4 Sheriff pedal and how it can introduce some extra tube tones into your digital life if you have an HX STOMP. So let's talk about the Victory V4 preamp pedal and give also the positives from using it with your HX STOMP. So as you can see, it's a preamp pedal that is basically a little bigger than the HX STOMP, and the reasoning for that is that there are 4 tubes in it. These are smaller tubes that were used for some kind of Navy stuff. I'm not exactly sure on which they are, you can check it up, but they are a little smaller and they are much more reliable than the standard 12 AX7 and the other preamp tube kind. So they have a really nice lifespan and they sound great. So basically Martin Kidd of Victory designed the whole preamp of his Victory amplifier into this box. So the cool thing is that you have a low gain Marshall sound in this pedal and you have a high gain Marshall sound in this pedal. And you can basically use this in 4 cable method next to a digital device like this or any other pedals and kind of incorporate it with your amp, like some of these that I have right here. Or you can basically use it alone as a preamp and with your HX STOMP to give you some gain amp type of tones, and then you can use some IRs or some cabinet simulation in here. So the cool thing is that it basically frees up some processing power from your HX STOMP because it basically does all the amp stuff, and your HX STOMP can do the IRs and the effects, but it doesn't have to do an amp model per se. So that's a really cool thing. Let's check out a few of the tones and get back to some other practical things that I like to say about it and stuff. you've heard some tones from the Victory V4 pedal and this kind of combination, and I hope you kind of got a feeling for it. So it does kind of the really cool Marshall low and high gain tones really nicely. It covers the basic palette for that. If you want, you can get a clean tone from your HX STOMP and have these as your medium gain and high gain things, and that's a really cool thing. But yeah, the power for me is really, if you put it next to the HX STOMP, the ability to get a little bit of that tube tone back into your life if you're going direct, which is really cool, or to give your tube amp an extra channel. So what I really love to do is I have this 1978 Super Lead Marshall that goes from clean all the way to mid gain if you use your volume on your guitar, but then I can use the channel 2 on the Victory, which is a really nice high gain type of thing, and I can get from clean to all the way gainy with my setup. And I have my effects with the HX STOMP all in this small pedal board, which is really cool. Also, if I'm using a high gain amp like this Marshall AFD 100, which sounds amazing, but it doesn't have a nicer clean type of thing, then I can use the channel 1 of the Victory and do it that way. So I get the best of both worlds. I can use either a low gain JTM 45 or the Plexi and get the high gain from this pedal, or I can use a high gain amp like this AFD 100 or Vintage Modern and get a kind of cleaner thing from the V4, which is really cool, and you have the ability to really kind of shape the volumes for your lead tone and your lower gain tone, and they are independent, so that's a really cool thing. And then the HX STOMP for all the effects. It's just great, guys. So I hope the tones in this video were a little bit good to you and you found that it's a really nice thing to think about if you want to incorporate it into your HX Live. Of course, this is also going to be great with an HX effects. And then I will do another video about kind of using it with a real amp and give you the tones and kind of the way to use it. It's a really cool thing to think about, and I hope you guys get something out of this video.